Hey everyone, I'm William Strife, and today I'm going to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. 8 long years after the successful release of the original gun-toting western, Red Dead Redemption, the highly anticipated sequel has arrived, and the results are... well, the results are predominantly good. Let's get this out of the way right now. Red Dead Redemption 2 is unquestionably a good game, and it rode in on so much hype, you could say the anticipation was, at its worst, a magical pony that shot rainbows out of its anus and puked gold nuggets. Suffice to say, a lot of people were excited about this game, but that doesn't mean it arrived without any flaws. Luckily, the technical hang-ups have been few and far between, and everything wrong is pretty much just paper cuts. That's where we get into the real stink of it, though. Paper cuts. If we apply the old saying, death by 1,000 cuts, then Red Dead Redemption 2 suffers from 2, maybe 400 of these little lacerations. It's far from enough to kill the game, but it's more than enough to really give you some bad moments and disrupt the flow and immersion. At the heart of nearly all the issues are the game's animations, and how it prioritizes them over what you are trying to do. The issues start with the controls and how imprecise movement is. Both your character and horse flat out cannot turn and maneuver as precisely as you'd expect any human or animal on legs to do. If you want to turn or go left or either right from standing or while already moving, there's an involved animation you have to let the game execute to get there. This means that nearly everything you want to do, be it stopping, turning, getting behind cover, etc., you have to anticipate it much earlier than when you need to do it, because the game wants to show off its fancy animations each time. The other big problem is how these movements aren't canned. That is to say, when your horse awkwardly turns around, all of the special animated movements are happening and being adjusted in real time, which means you can suddenly trip over world geometry and end up with some bizarre outcomes. It's not really an issue at first, but the number of times that you want to stop, but the horse isn't done animating, causing you to overshoot the hitching post, it just gets tiresome. Floaty movement and boat-like controls. It's an enormous nuisance that rears its annoying head constantly. While we're on the topic of controls though, let's cover something else. Tutorials. Now, this one serves as more of a Rockstar Games problem than just a Red Dead problem. The short and simple version is how it doesn't really try to teach the controls to you, at all. There are limited exceptions, but even when they do try to show you how to perform certain abilities, the game flashes tooltips in the corner, and it does it without giving you time to absorb the information. It does nothing but create a barrage of info that's more likely to confuse and panic than to inform and teach. For that matter, this isn't mentioning how the game doesn't even try to teach other things, like how the game's Deadeye system works. You literally have to pause the game and read the manual in the menus to learn how to use the Deadeye system, which lets you slow time and pick off targets. This is a major function of the game. It goes further though, as while it doesn't explain a lot of its controls, Red Dead Redemption 2 also changes its controls under different circumstances. This means, while you thought you knew how Deadeye worked, when you hit a story point, the function totally changes and follows a very different control system. Not to mention how the game won't just draw the last weapon you had out because it's been too long, or how what extra weapons you equipped will automatically unequip because you decided to, just ride your horse to the next town or destination. The game's overall management of weapons and their controls seems to be like a stir-fry that's being tossed in a big wok constantly. Sure, everything is there, but good luck at making any sense of it if you let your mind wander at all. And you know what? I'm not done complaining. Let's touch on one of my favorite open-world game mechanics: item durability. No, seriously, item durability is legit something I enjoy in games, but it seems everyone out there just loves to dump on any game that requires you to maintain your weapons. Well, guess what? It's there, in Red Dead Redemption 2. You know what else? I like it, and think it's a nice touch having to stop and clean the grit out of your lead slingers once in a while. But my favorite part? How no one is complaining about it. I hate durability. This system is annoying. The feature makes no economic sense. Single-player games don't need durability. These are the most common complaints I hear with any other game out there that sets upon you the need to stop and fix your weapons. And yet, I don't hear any of this for Red Dead Redemption 2. Seriously, what the hell? Is it just because the game doesn't shove the durability in your face all the time? Maybe it's because the condition of your guns is, at best, really hidden from your view. I mean, you have to stop, equip the gun, open the weapon wheel, highlight the gun, then press a completely separate button to actually inspect it. Oh, and when you do, it becomes clear Red Dead's durability system is much more complex than pretty much any other game out there, as each gun has multiple stats that deteriorate. And despite all of this, not a word. Not a peep, not a bleep, not even an angry tweet from the community. Just endless accolades about this amazing game that has a durability system more complex than most games, that is hidden, and it affects you whether you like it or not. Why is no one complaining about this? Never mind the fact I like the system, but I just... You know what? I'm done. People don't make sense. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a great game, and it's a shame it has so many annoying things breaking the flow and immersion, but that's like scuff marks on a perfect paint job. Beneath it, the car's still fine. It's still a lot of fun to play. And no one's complaining about its durability system. Ugh.